make sure that I've. So what happened previously was my computer, I guess, just crashed because I had a memory overflow when I zoomed into Ian's face too much. But don't worry, I actually removed most of the tabs, so it looks a little more normal. Sure, make sure this is working. I know. Fucking, we're back. Fuck me, right? Stream went for like 2 hours. Everything was good. That had to happen. But I got a bottle of water, so all right. So let's get back to this. If there we go. Wait. No, it's just my shitty PC. But we have here his take on the Elder Scrolls franchise. It's got race realism. Oh, not accurate. Depiction of nationalists and oppressed underdog. Again, not really. If you're talking about the Nords when it comes to Skyrim, really, they're kind of fucking pricks, and the game makes it out they're fucking pricks. Morrowind is not an ethno state. You'd be fucking moronic to say that it was. Very least, what would be considered a working version of an ethno state. And the Empire's failed open border policy doesn't make sense either. What's going on here? Well, my computer started to crash during the Ian Miles Cheong part of the stream, and now we're doing the Ian Miles Cheong part of the stream. Yes. When I say that all of his talk is very, like, part one we talked about Hansen, Onision, one of his old mods, and then, yeah, we talked about Brit Bung for a little bit. Yes, a lot of his takes will turncoat over the years, whatever's popular or whatever can get him more money. So right here he says that globalist is a dog whistle term for Jewish, and then he says here, 2 years later, well, about a year and a half later, I should say, globalist is an anti-Semitic term. What a reach. So what is it? What is your point now, Ian? Is it a racist term? Is it a dog whistle, or is it not? What is your point? Again, you can criticize whatever you want, Ian. Now, of course, he gets dogged on by everybody. I'm not the only person who's made fun of him. I'm not going to be the only person who's made fun of him. Even the Flat Earth Society got a fucking dunk on him. Let me make sure. You might have to mess with the settings. It should be working soon, but you never know with this shit. Oh god. Okay, I love how it shows that screen always. Yes. Hello. Let me try to unfuck. I've got like 40 different settings, and it's all just. Switch it here, then we'll. There we go. It's gonna do how I want it to. What I want it to do. So yes, Ian Miles Cheong. So a lot of society added some of Jinjarki. We're not talking about the incident, and then Ian says, "I'm convinced you guys only exist as a long-running meme." And then the Flat Earth Society. I don't know how the fuck they did it. They dunked on him so fucking hard. There's a certain je ne sais quoi to hearing this from you people. You know it's bad when the Flat Earth Society gets a rightful dunk on you. That would lead me to just delete my fucking Twitter at that point. Like, okay, all right, this may as well be my life now. So embarrassing. How the fuck do you get embarrassed by the Flat Earth Society? How? Okay. So Andy Warski is a YouTuber. I know Andy Warski. He follows me on Twitter. I've actually had a conversation with him a couple times. Um, he and Ian Miles Cheong had a working relationship at one point on a channel called Hype Break. Hype Break was okay. That's all my opinion on it. It's okay. Andy made content. Ian made content. A couple others made content as well. But eventually they had a falling out. Ian had access to Andy Warski's main channel as well as a manager. You can do with a lot of different YouTube accounts. I don't currently have any managers. I just do it myself. But some people have managers on their account, and it's not uncommon. However, Ian decided to take advantage of that. Cut Andy out of Hype Break. I didn't pull out a lot of the screenshots for that because I just thought it'd be a pain in the ass to describe. And decided to start fucking with Andy, including monetary, financial, all that. Paying for Hype Break at all. Andy's a liar, so I don't know if I completely believe Andy. A lot of this has receipts, and a lot of this, I mean, again, you can have your opinion on Andy. A lot of people have opinions on him. He seems like a funny guy. I feel like I probably could have a beer with him or something, but again, financial wise, I don't agree with him politically. I don't agree with most people politically. But I also feel like he hitched his boat to the wrong horse with this one. I feel like Ian had a noted history of being a turncoat. But I also feel like Andy was probably taken advantage of. Andy's Canadian. Canadians are very wholesome when it comes to business, it seems. Y'all don't seem to have too many financial problems up there. But I still feel like him giving, Ian manager. There's not a lot of people I would trust to be a partner with my channel. Hey, Rin, not much is up. We're currently talking about Ian Miles Cheong. But yes, as shown here, Andy only had 3 managers other than him. Geek Fulu, someone named Zinterscreen, and Stilgr, which is Ian's content. It's his name on most content sharing sites. So it makes sense. They were friends at one time. I get it. But yes, as stated here, Ian had changed a few of his thumbnails to gay porn, which I will remind you is banned in Malaysia and has, sadly, serious offenses, which I don't agree with, but that's Malaysian law. He changed some of Andy's thumbnails to gay porn as an attempt to get him banned. People had warned Andy, and Andy's content manager at the time, which YouTube gives you when you hit a certain milestone, had informed him the changes came from Malaysia. Who lives in Malaysia that I just mentioned a second ago? Ian. Who would have the ability to change it? Well, there's only 4 people who would have the ability to change those thumbnails. Geek Fulu, not from Malaysia. Zinterscreen, I don't know what the fuck that is. Most likely not from Malaysia. And Stilgr, or Ian Miles Cheong, who, no, he lives in Malaysia. You can see where I'm connecting the dots here. Ian essentially attempted to revenge porn his old coworker, his old co-creator, I don't know where I'm going with this, to essentially fuck him over. Why would you do that? Why would you do that if you're not a malicious asshole? Well, Ian is many things, including a malicious asshole. I retweeted this earlier, but I figured I'd pull this up now, because why not? So, at one point, in early 2019, Andy Warski was swatted. Now, swatting in Canada is very different from swatting in America. Police usually go and send a wellness check in Canada to inspect what's going on, and if the situation escalates, then they bring in the SWAT team. Unlike the United States, where, without getting too far into politics, I'm not going to say too much about our police system, but you kind of know where I'm talking about. Swatting originated in America because, of course it did. Our SWAT team is very militarized, And when used right, the SWAT team works very well. But some people abuse that, and some people take advantage of that, and it ends up sadly killing more people than it should. Without getting too deep into that, I feel that that's not an unpolitical statement to say that our SWAT teams usually do more drastic things. However, what kind of man, and I say man with, I guess, the loosest air quotes possible, would do something like that to a former friend, a former, content creator? You created content with them, you were, creating a brand with them. Really quickly, play this.
Out saying that she's going to make a video on me. That thing out saying that she's going to make a video on me. That really actually set me off. I did not need to see that. I'm more than happy to just let him leave me alone. But he forced my hand, so I called the police. I actually called the police on him. I know what he does. I know he has illegal firearms. I know that he is deeply entrenched in the alt-right. I know that he has a lot of cocaine in his house. Yeah, he's fucked. He's fucked. I even talked to them on the phone. So, who knows? Maybe they'll pay him a visit very soon.
Now, let's unpack that statement there, because there's something to unpack. A gun probably shouldn't have, especially illegally. Yes. Cocaine also should not have. All right. That's really fucking ironic coming from Ian. Really fucking ironic coming from Ian. We'll talk about Ian's politics later, and his current politics, I should say. But that, who was a voice recording of? That's of Ian. That's of the man we're talking about currently. We'll save this for later. We'll talk about Ian's Twitter account later, because Ian's a big boy, and of course, as his own, this is what he says here. As much as it irritates and disheartens me to see progressive zealots get away with their abuse, I simply can't abide by the doctrine of no bad tactics, only bad targets. Civilians, morals, and ethics still matter. Hey, Oofley. Now, he can say that all day long, and that's an interesting thing to say. I guess I don't have it pulled up here. Oh. 1 second. I may have had this pulled up earlier. Oh. No, it's a song. It's a song. Hang on. I can't believe I didn't have this pulled up. I'm a fucking moron. Thought I did. Alright. So, yes, this is a clip from the kill stream where Ian admits to getting a dog flashbanged.
Several sheriff's deputies showed up to my father's house and threw a flashbang in the pool with my dad's dog in it. So you blew up a fucking yellow Labrador Retriever because of mistaken identity. So, and I know that's food in your country and all, but look, that's not. Oh my God.
Very shameful display, so to speak. No. So I was misled, clearly misled, and the idea was that you were this guy, right? And that the only threat to you was not to go like expose your dad. That would be fucking retarded. No, the suggestion, and this is David Sharon. This is no. Let me explain. Yeah. So the idea here was that we tell your dad about what you're doing. We tell your dad about what you're doing because he's a certain somebody, right?
You know, like how old I am?
No, dude, I have no idea.
I'm about 30.
Okay.
So like, I don't live with my parents. I don't care what my parents think. I mean, I do to an extent.
Of course, everybody does. Yeah.
I'm not beholden to like anybody else. So
yeah, like I said,
I'm not one of these people who like lives with their parents and it's like, oh my God, my parents find out about this. Oh fuck. So I'm just I'm offering some constructive criticism. This isn't to goof on you or whatever. I'm a nice guy, and I think you'll find that. Like I'm a compassionate person, but as a compassionate person, I have to tell you that your plan is full of fucking shit. And,
Dude, it was fucked
blowing
up.
My
That
dad's
was a
dog
retarded
was
thing to
totally
do.
out of line.
Yeah.
It was totally
Yeah, I know. Totally didn't deserve to get flash banged and all that. Totally apologize for that.
She's blind now. She's blind.
Oh, send her my regards. Yeah, but yeah,
So-
no, seriously though, that was a fuck up. That was a fuck up.
Now you're laughing. You think that's funny?
No, absolutely not.
That's not the full thing of the clip that I'm trying to find. There's a little more to this, but I have not found it. Oh, okay. I guess my mouse settings are now fucked. Okay. Where is it? All right. So at one point of the clip, I guess I don't have it somewhere. One part of that clip, he had said that he had gotten the docs from a Twitter user known as Mombot, who Mombot was an intriguing case on Twitter. Mombot was a dude pretending to be a woman. There's a lot of that when it comes to some of the stories around the periphery of Gamergate. Some on both the pro and anti side of people pretending to be women. But Mombot was pretending to be a woman. Had apparently doxed multiple people. And one of the people that was doxed was a man named Wild Goose. Wild Goose was the man in the clip we were talking about, who his dog was flashbanged. So Ian, through proxy, got a man. He eventually gave the Twitter, or the docs of this person, to a man named Crown T. Crown T is a fucking nutcase who I could do probably a whole series on as well, but Medicare's already covered. Covered Joseph Lancaster as a whole. Mind you, this is the same man who said that he split his penis in half by using a battle axe, or not a battle axe, a wood chopping axe. So, yes. I don't have time throughout, like, I would have had to plan this stream out a couple hours beforehand to talk about Joseph Lancaster or Crown T. But we don't have a lot of time. I just got to cover Davey Vanity by the end of this stream. But yes, flashbangs are very strong. They aren't just how you see them in games. They stun you. They really fuck with you. Yeah. Left came back to no stream. Yeah, my computer fucked up. All night. I gotta be at work at 3 a.m. I don't have all night. It's 9. But yes, so yeah. Ian Miles Cheong, I've received nothing but death threats thanks to Warski's lies over the past week. Here's just one example. It's ironic for anyone to paint me as the bad guy in this when Warski literally bragged about trying to get me in trouble on falsified charges in a video. Didn't. That's a different thing. And then, you called the police and told him he was an armed and dangerous alt-right schizophrenic, you disingenuous pile of trash. Amy is the bad guy, jackass, you're the asshole holding the brush. So yes. There's more clips. Oh god, why is it so zoomed in? Alright, yes. He actively went after that guy, and then he actively went after Ian. And Andy. Yes, here is from Feline Dark Mage. From May 16th, 2017 to January 31st, 2018, Ian Miles Win Xian, aka Big Chungus, and I somewhat struck up a friendship over Twitter DMs. He regularly talked to me about internet drama and feed me content to post on this very site. And it was frequently really funny content, in my opinion. Basically, I had a soft spot for him because I saw him as being similar to me, as we both escaped and turned against weirdo anti-GG people and had a fun time online making fun of them. These logs show that he regularly reads QB Farms. We're not opening this part because it's so fucking long, but we're going to read the Twitter DMs. These logs show that he regularly leads QB Farms. All kinds of other lolcows are mentioned in this. Brianna Wu, Nora Reed, Dan Ariel, Timothy Craig, Zoe Quinn, Graham Linham. Basically, all the big rat kings or anti-GG Twitter spurs have gone after Chungus at some point. Nothing in particular in this message log is outright incriminating being a snake, but I wanted to post him, and if you ran up screen, he's all these backups of he's happening. So I want to post a demonstration of how Chungus ass kisses people in order to get good graces and eventually does something down the line to fuck up his now former friend's opinion of him, because he's a big idiot whose soul's made out of Chungus. Yes, call him Chungus. He doesn't like that. But yes, he's talking about Gyno, all that. Russians for attack the league. Yes. The fact that the Twitter DMs were featured are impressive. It'd be weird if Corgi around England and the royal family's a cover. That would be funny. But yes, he was constantly doing tweets this time. You can tell, like, really quick here. This was at one point when someone was making a website called Exiltiumpedia, where someone was trying to archive him. So here we go. We'll read this here, just highlighted area. Mr. Cheong's political views are openly admitted to be National Socialistic with racist and chauvinistic undertones. Claiming to be of Han Chinese origin, he has frequently attacked the culture and character of Indian, Jewish, Arabic, African American people, and expressed admiration for white European culture and sympathy towards individual top members of the German Nazi Party, namely Adolf Hitler, Hermann Göring, and Joseph Goebbels. Whether those expressions represent his true position or just calculated scandals aimed at gathering public outcry and bringing attention to his person has been somewhat debated. And this would have been posted in 2006. This is when it was archived. 2006. So clearly, that little ass-end part there, whether these expressions represent his true position or calculated scandals aimed at gathering public outcry and bringing attention to his person, what he does now. That's the shit he does now. And the fact that some people respect him and some people retweet him. Because he has been retweeted by notable, famous figures, including our current president of the United States. He has used so many different things here, like telephone harassment and internet denial of service attacks. Who is this again? This is Ian Miles Cheong. He is a noted journalist. He has a blue check mark on Twitter. He also is, I believe, yes, this is a photo of Ian, currently right here. Ian, the pretty handsome boy making the little mouth agape. He is notable on Twitter, and I see him all the fucking time on my timeline. I see people retweet his shit all the time. And I'm tired of people not knowing who he is. And if one person says stop following from this, good, I win. It's too close. I could get closer. Anyways, yes. So at the very least, right, he's obnoxious when it comes to the fact that, like, see here. Like, yeah, he's talking about all these different things. The fact is, I still believe that he believes in a lot of his shit too. And then of course, some people dogging on Andy really quick. You shouldn't have a moment in Still Great Fallout. Well, like I said, Fallout 76 was a good game. Something off this individual. A nice little respite, a nice little breather by this tweet. And of course, everyone fucking hated him for this. I'll use this image as a fact here. People on the left and the right fucking hated him for essentially getting a dog. I believe the dog died later on, about like a little bit after. But the fact that he caused the dog to get flashbanged. I have not talked about Dahvie yet. We're going to get to that very soon. We don't have too much of Ian left, but going here. So yes, he also has a very big fascination with e-girls, even though he'll never fuck one. Yes, if you're an e-girl, just be careful, okay? This was okay. She was the first journalist, by the way, to talk about Oxy-chan's death, or yes, Bianca Devins is her name. I have not covered her. I eventually will talk about the Bianca Devins story, but the one thing you can give him props on, and I don't like using We Hunt the Mammoth. I believe they're also a hack fraud site, a different kind. So yes, he was the first to talk about Bianca Devins' murder, and her murder was very depressing and very sad. And I do agree that you should be careful online. I don't feel like most people should meet up with people they meet online. At very least, without other people around. I can't say that I've always subscribed myself to that belief, but I do believe people. Oh, you're good, Thomas. I don't blame you. I was getting tired of Onion. But I do believe, you should verify who you're going to be around with. And I believe that people should meet in groups. That's me. And I know by saying that, I could be taken out of context and saying that I'm shaming Bianca for what she did. I'm not. I'm not at all. I want people to understand that. I believe that, she was a girl who. It happens. It's sad that it fucking happens. But she believed that someone had good interests in her, and that person took advantage, and that's sad to fucking say. And this article is actually a really good article. It's weird to say a really good article from We Hunted the Mammoth, because usually that never fucking happens. But yes, David Fertel, late Sunday night, far-right attack journalist email Cheong began tweeting me grisly details of a murder that had taken place that morning. At that point, the only journalist seemed to know much of anything about the death of Instagram e-girl Bianca Devins. IMC, as he's known online, suggested he had insider knowledge of what really happened. His first tweet on the subject was lurid and arresting and quickly garnered tens of thousands of likes and retweets. Email Cheong, take a drink here. An 18-year-old was just murdered by a guy she met on Discord. Posted photos of her sawed-off head on 4chan, and chat logs from a Discord indicate he did it out of jealousy. Going to meet a festival, another guy she met on Discord. That's what I've gathered. Which, again, when you're trying to break a story there, when you're trying to break a story, something sudden hitting, you're going to have misinformation. There's no 100% accurate story that is just breaking. None. You're always going to not have information, not going to have content for that. And that's fair. I'm not going to shame Ian for that. And this thing here doesn't... It goes through the points. So she was 17, not 18. Met her future killer on Instagram, not Discord. Although her friend was brutally slashed, her head was not sawed off. According to police, she went to the concert in question of her murder. Now, with another guy she met on Discord, and she rode home with him afterwards as well. We don't know what motivated his actions. Which, again, as the story is breaking, you will get misinformation. Sad to say, but it's true. In follow-up tweets, he continued to report speculations and rumors such as her decapitation, the fact that a guy stalked her and cut her head off. Although no picture I have seen after much searching shows such a thing, and no reputable publications reported this. I have seen the images. They're not good images to look at. They're horrifying. I remember when this shit was happening. And the guy did post the photos on Instagram. And I had inadvertently seen it. Somebody fucking tweeted it, and I saw it on my timeline. Her head was not cut off. From what I gathered, e-girls consist of graphic tees and looking tired yet somehow wearing makeup at the same time. You're not entirely wrong there. You're not entirely wrong. So from what I can tell, this guy himself was a beta orbiter who was upset that she wasn't giving him what he wanted and met up with her under false pretenses. I mean, her name was Bianca, and I won't be giving her last name, and she wasn't his girlfriend. You might see Reddit posts describing Bianca as his girlfriend. That's what he'd want. Don't give him that satisfaction. So, yes, he set forth his theory the killer was a beta orbiter who stalked his victim. In fact, according to police, the two had some sort of personally intimate relationship in real life for several months. He had even met her family. So, some of it's right, some of it isn't. And then, yes, he later demoted the alleged killer, some incel Omega orbiter from her Discord. So, yes, there's no indication the alleged killer was an incel, but he ever used that term to describe himself. None of the postings from him that I've seen use any characteristic incel lingo. He then later posted a quote-unquote correction for getting the age wrong, and another tweet acknowledged he would know each other for real life for several months without admitting his earlier errors, though he added another error to a growing pile of misinformation to the Syracuse, New York police when it come from Utica, New York police. Defenders of Ian might argue that a lot of the early reporting and development stories is wrong, and they will be right it is. They also note that a lot of people were spreading other misinformation, disinformation, and worse, and they might be right about this as well. Does it even matter that Ian got so much wrong in his tweets? Yes. And there's so much more here, and I'm not going to read it. But if you're going to take... oh, yeah, you're fully right, Funeral. there was. I mean, I have seen a lot. I spent a lot of my time on 4chan when I was growing up, and the best way to describe it is I've seen things. I've seen, I've seen Pain Olympics. I've seen men jam jars up their ass and they break. But there is something disheartening seeing a normal person dying or a normal person having something like that happen to them. But when you see like the shock images and all that, like I've been on like horror sites and shit, and that doesn't affect me. But when you see candidly just some person like that, where I guess the mind doesn't really think like there's no disconnect there. That makes sense. Like when you see someone hit by a bus, you can mentally make a disconnect. Like, oh, that could be fake. That could be somebody like makeup skills and shit. Like a Tom Savini style person. You can make that disconnect in your head. That lets you look at it without seeing like a connection there. But when you see a real person, just like when you see some of the stuff like those images, you genuinely feel like, oh fuck. You kind of you mentally back away and you're like, oh shit. You connect those dots, and it's hard to look at shit like that. But we're gonna switch to the next topic here, mostly because it's getting a little too serious, a little too depressing. But it comes as a real person. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do fucking long. And this is a similar thing here. Age on Williams Cross. Yeah. I think that what the fuck has a 17-year-old done to deserve that? Anyone doesn't deserve half that shit. But so yes, Ian gets dunked on for his appearance. Rightfully so. He's not a very handsome man. I'm not a very handsome man. I don't mind. I'm a little ugly. I'll admit it. But Ian, very self-conscious. And he, he's also thrown stones at people. I love how it just glitched out there. But yes, he's just gotten older. He looks very similar. He's just gotten older. Hair's gray. So we were a few days ago. My boyfriend, Bianca Devins, what happened to her? In what way? That is the question. That could be good or bad. I don't know which. Yes. Where's the update? This trajectory might become a corpse before 2024. This is this year, and we got. So he's also a COVID truther, as it were, and he has opinions on different ways of being a COVID truther. There's a few of them. I'm eventually going to do a stream on those because there's some absurdities there, and I find it funny. But, yes. Deadwing's video on fur for them. Can I still morally fap to furry porn on DeviantArt? I mean, you could morally masturbate to something like that. But I would say that it's still a little awkward. But I feel like as long as... I mean, it's kind of like masturbating to porn, right? You can morally masturbate to porn, but disagree with, certain aspects of the industry. I feel like that's a similar thing. It's like, you can masturbate to it, but also... You can find ethically sourced furry porn, I assume. I'm talking about morality of furry porn. But, so... Okay, back to this topic that I've tried talking about. Alright. Thank you, John. Okay. So, other details, 80% of coronavirus deaths of those aged 60 and above, 64% are men. It's 20 times deadlier than the flu with mortality rate of 2.3%. So then he Then he said, well, this guy here said we should have let everyone die on the cruise ship. Ian said, yes. Which, no, we should try to not let anyone die if we can. That's my take on it. I also, by the way, maybe take it a little less ambient before you decide to start recording a video, Ian. Hello, Chris. How are you doing? I was just talking about ethically sourced furry porn. You just missed it. Now, of course, don't think Ian isn't going to try to be funny about his past and his history. Right here he tweets, some imbecile brought his terrified dog to ride in Portland. It's not taking well to the flashbangs. Which, like, fuck you, Ian. You. Bring up these so you want to fuck a fictional creature. That's fair. Also, I realize not every Muslim believes in more heinous parts of Quran or approves of less desirable actions. So I'm hanging up my Islam shtick on Deadwing's videos. Yeah. I know people on all sides when it comes to stuff like that. I've got a few friends who are Muslim who they disagree with the Quran to a lot of major parts of it. It's all about it. There's no like, how do I word this? There's no like one like no one group believes everything of one thing. It's you have people on all ends and all spectrums, and there are people that believe in Christianity but also don't believe in the afterlife. There are people that there's a lot of opinions when it comes. Anywho, we're about to end Ian for a little bit here. Where was this? Oh, here we go. So he really this is July 19th here. Ian, Miles, Cheong, both Antifa and some neo-Nazi trolls love to claim that I called a SWAT team to flashbang a dog. Nothing happened. It'll never happen. Nothing angers me more than animal abuse, and watching his poor pup be traumatized by all the violence around him is difficult. This is the Antifa, or the guy who took the dog to the riots. But,
and hopefully soon the Mississauga police will be paying him a nice little visit. I told them that he was armed and dangerous, because he is. He's got guns. And that he's prone to bouts of schizophrenia and bouts of violence. So he might be in for a treat. It's all true, by the way. He is prone to all these things. So, yeah, that's not just me trying to get him killed. That's actually true. They need to be careful.
I'll have you notice a little Freudian slip that Ian did there. This is him in regards to Andy Warski. He was calling. I'll let you notice this little Freudian slip here. I don't know if you'll notice it. It's very subtle. Very subtle. But you can hear it. I'll play it again.
That's actually true. They need to be careful.
Oh. Well, I'm dumb. I also didn't.
That's not just me trying to get him. Yeah, that's.
Here we go. I'll try this again. Let's try a mulligan. I don't know if you'll notice this little Freudian slip here that he does, because it's very, very subtle. But it's very, very obvious if you listen closely. You might not hear it, but give me a shot here when I say this.
Yeah, that's not just me trying to get him killed. That's actually true. They need to be careful.
Oh, yeah, Andy Warski's in Mississauga. But no, again, I'll play this one more time. I don't know if you can tell.
It's all true, by the way. He is prone to all these things, so... Yeah, that's not just me trying to get him killed. That's actually true. They need to be careful.
So, let's throw out a hypothetical here. Did Ian just admit that he tried to get Andy Warski killed? Did he just admit that he just tried to use the Mississauga police to try to murder a man? Because that brings up an ethical quandary. That brings up a moral quandary. Ian purposely tried to get Andy killed? I can't say. I legally cannot say that he did try to get Andy Warski killed. I legally can't. I could be sued. However, I'm going to plant the seed in your guys' head, but could he have, attempted to murder Andy Warski via swatting. Could. I have to be very careful because he's a very litigious boy, from what I know. Or at least I believe he's threatened it a few times. Again, I cannot say legally that he tried to kill Andy Warski, but I can say that legally he possibly attempted to, presumably, allegedly, possibly. I also have a warranty on, not a warranty. I have a lawyer on retainer and ready to serve it in a moment's notice. So I'm not expecting a lawsuit, but if I have to, yes. But that's just a theory, a game theory. Thanks for watching. Folks, what do we do about this man? Is it a crime if you attempt suicide by swatting, not asking for myself or a friend? Just curious. I mean, if you attempt to kill yourself via swatting, it could be considered. Depending on where you live, killing yourself is a crime. So is swatting. But I don't know. I mean, I would say it's a crime. I would say it's a crime if you attempt to murder someone. So if you attempt to, yeah. Now, we're going to take a little quick break because I have to pee really fucking badly. And I also, I need a drink. So we're going to play another song. Also from Young Bae. By the way, shout outs to Young Bae. Because, he came out on Twitter and said, hey, if you want to use any of my songs for your videos or your live streams or whatever, I'm cool for it. And I was like, holy shit, that's awesome. I love his music. I really do. I'm trying to find, gonna be a lot of our music for our background stuff. Because why not? Love It and at the very least, I feel like Love It is correct. Especially with the video of the guy who got shot. So, I mean, I can understand why people wouldn't Love It, though. Really quick, we're going to play Up All Night by Young Bae featuring Paper Idol. I'm going to go get a bottle of water, then I'm going to go pee. But we'll be right back. If someone comes in chat and asks where I am, just say I'll be right back. Alright? Be right back.
Where'd all the people go? Yeah, I've got to know what could take them out there. Some like while I'm on the clock, you better stop the operation, I swear. Give me something I can do for myself. Well, it's just a little thing, got a song to sing, nobody don't care. Whistle what you think, you better start collaboration, I swear. Give us something we can sing for ourselves. We'll work it hard, but play it harder all night. We never sleep, we're staying up till sunrise. We did our hair in love in front of our eyes. These are the best days of our lives. Na 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 na. Infidel that my hands are so high, like stars to the monkey bars. I watch the dandelions float through the sky.
I left you at the end, I'm sorry.
I can see for myself. Sweet dreams to the terrible things, I let them disappear when life is not fair. Fresh taste when the hate's erased, I'm gonna wipe my tears
so sorry
away,
for you.
so don't stare.
I still have to pull up a couple Davey Vanity related things, so stick with me for a second.
We're working hard, but play it harder all night.
I scrub.
We never sleep, we're staying up till sunrise. We did our hair in love in front of our eyes. These are the best
Where the fuck is the that was fucking video? I'm live right now. Okay. Pause the music. Yo, go. I swear to God, I retweeted it. Oh, shit. Okay, there was a oh, is this? Here we go. Thank fuck. All right. Sorry for how long that just took. I talk about. I was gonna bring that up probably near the end, but figure what I should pull up. So, just pull up this image, and I'll just we'll talk about this right here really quick. So, at one point, Chris Hansen was well, we brought up Chris Hansen at the start of this stream before I had to cut it because of my fucking computer. Chris Hansen was interviewing survivors, a lot of them, Ashley, Lily, tons of others. And the problem is, Chris Hansen didn't do a fucking thing. Chris Hansen dropped the goddamn ball. As I mentioned before earlier, I am deeply, deeply regretting the fact that I ever brought anyone to Chris Hansen. If I did, and the fact that I promoted him anyway disappoints me. Really does. The fact that, you know, we can have content creators, people who shouldn't have to be doing this work, that Chris Hansen said that he could do, such as friend of a channel, Tamimi. Really great, by the way. She's really sweet. And she hit 100K recently. I'm fucking proud of her. I'm one of her biggest fans when it comes to, like, just supporting other content creators. I watch her shit all the time. Really fucking proud. And then Creepshow Art also had to help get victims in contact with the goddamn FBI. In fact, they had to do Chris Hansen's fucking work is embarrassing. The fact that he suggested he was going to do all this shit, I regret it. I regret promoting it. I think that the thing I'll give him props on is that he interviews relatively well. He's not a bad interviewer. Got that skill of talking to people and all that and getting information out. And that is what he should stick with. He should not be promoting scam COVID cures. He should not be... There's a lot he shouldn't be doing. Oh, check the Discord. Oh god. What is this? God damn it. I got clipped out of context. Oh fuck. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Hey, I gotta say. But you know, Hansen should stick to interviews. He should not be promoting COVID cures. He should not be promoting COVID cures. He should not be promoting a goddamn Escobar phone. There's a lot of things he should not do. And I've given him a pass. I had gotten suggested by my moderator, Apocalyptic, do a video on him a while ago, and I should have done it. I should have done it because I had negative feelings, but I was. We're talking about him. We're talking about the emo man. Well, we'll talk about him in a second here, but I'm talking about Chris Hansen. But he promoted all this shit, and I should have done something soon. I should have made a video. I should have talked about it on the stream. But I was just genuinely hoping that he would come back around and do something good. I legitimately was hoping he would come back and do something good, but he didn't. And that is my biggest flaw, my biggest regret recently. I'm not going to stream that. I've already said those words. I was quoting Ian Miles Cheong, by the way. That should be in context. Quoting Ian Miles Cheong. But with that, shout out to Danknet. Shout out to Danknet. He always felt like a product of reality TV or more journalist. He did do some journalistic stuff back in the day before To Catch a Predator. And admittedly, TCAP was really... It was a cool concept and a cool idea. But he latched onto that fame from TCAP too much. And eventually, with what happened with TCAP, if you guys don't know, one of the pedophiles, that's what he is, pedophile, decided not to show up to a sting house. Hansen and the Texas police went to the guy's house, and the guy ended up killing himself. Now, again, the guy was wanting to sex with a minor. I feel no sympathy for the fact that he killed himself. Because he, again, was sexting a minor. Well, what he thought was a minor. No sympathy. But the fact that he killed himself essentially pushed Chris Hansen down the spiral to eventually losing his career on NBC. And then he tried to come back with Hansen vs. Predator, and Hansen vs. Predator was a fuck up, but it ended up having a case. And then he came to YouTube. Shouldn't have came to YouTube. Do you think with Chris Hansen flubbing recently, his previous rogues gallery pedos will attempt to perv crime spree? If it hasn't happened already, it will. I mean, you've seen, I think Dahvie came out about him, and then, trying to think who else. Onision's been bragging about it. Which, admittedly, the funniest thing that's come out of Chris Hansen is him going to Onision's house. I thought that was funny as shit. That's just me. But, yeah, no, the Murphy police fucked up that sting. The whole thing was fucked. And it's a shame that the people that did get caught there and went to the house didn't get set free. Because they still sexted with a minor. They still came to that place and had intentions. And I don't feel like we're... I don't feel like we take that shit seriously, especially nowadays when you got snaps on Twitter going after kids and shit. Oh, but you feel me talk. Oh, God. But really quick, we're going to go into Dahvie. I didn't have too much to talk about with Dahvie, but the things I wanted to talk about are funny. Like this. This is a traditional glamour shot of Davey Vanity. Now, this is the image we all see of him. We all see him with this pretty little glammed out shit. And you know what? That's his brand. He's supposed to look like that in public. But what happens when he doesn't look like that in public, folks? Oh, I've seen the Toad McKinley doc. I've listened to it a couple times. It's pretty good shit. I like Toad. Me and Toad, we didn't work together, but we were on the video that Cecil did, the Don't Fuck with Dogs. I wish Cecil would use my old fucking recording. It was great. But yes, this is what Dahvie traditionally looks like. I'm going to warn you, if you want to see what he looks like when he's not in makeup and all that, if you don't want to see it, I recommend looking away because it's gross. That is Dahvie. That is Dahvie. That is fucking wigs. That is makeup. That's him. Give it about 3 seconds. Into the trash can. Yeah, season 3 skin. Yep. No forehead, no eyebrows, no facial hair, no nothing. Smooth as a baby's bottom. He looks like an edgy reboot of American History X. Which I know what you're thinking. That's what I just said. An edgy reboot of American History X. Mr. World. Skinhead poser. That's Dahvie. That is Dahvie fucking Vanity. I just want you to remember that. That's fucking Dahvie. Miracle Baby. Mr. Statewide, golem looking ass. Oh, yeah, Ian Miles Cheong did kill, well, he killed a dog with Flash. Filford Beaver. Hit bullet. Just, if you ever feel bad about yourself, I mean, again, I'm not the most handsome looking guy in the world. Don't look like that. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm a little overweight. I'm about 30 pounds fatter than I came into quarantine. Don't like that, but you know what? Don't look like this. Also, he's in public without a mask on. Golem's incest-born cousin. Ugh. What an embarrassing fucking man. And he's got his fucking shit all covered up. Like, this is the kind of shit he tries to go after little girls with. Like, one, who finds this attractive? Again, I know I'm not a looker. Who finds this attractive? He looks like he's an airbrushed, like, genetic mistake. And of course, without airbrushing, he looks like a genetic mistake. Looks like somebody's uncle is into foreskin munching Golem's bimbification. Yeah, he wears wigs. It's impressive how fucking ugly he is. I am so fucking glad that yeah, now another interesting thing that came out of Chris Hansen, because you know, what is 2020? ICP, Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope. Don't know why I know those names offhand. But yes, Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope are calling for the beatdown of Davey Vanity, which I'm okay with. I am perfectly fine with the Juggalos beating the fuck out of Davey Vanity. But I also want to bring up the fact that ICP, right, showed up on Chris Hansen's live stream. Chris Hansen had a live stream with Juggalos about Davey Vanity. I want you to think about how absurd this fucking statement is. I'll say it again, because it baffles the fuck out of me. Chris Hansen had a live stream about Davey Vanity, in which the Juggalos, ICP, came on a live stream and talked about Davey Vanity. I don't know how the fuck to respond. I don't know what even to fucking say. It's absurd. I respect the fact that they're very against him, which I'm perfectly fine with that. Again, full face makeup. Yeah, they were in full face makeup. I don't know if they have okay, let's really quickly. ICP Chris Benoit. I forgot they had a song about Chris Benoit. But yes.
Utterly ridiculous. But behind the scenes, I'll be doing everything I could to clear my name, knowing I didn't do it, you know? I would think it, but I wouldn't ever address it because a 10-year-old girl, that's just ludicrous. Yeah, it's not even worth addressing. It's so ridiculous. I don't understand how a grown man makes a diss track about a kid.
It's mind-boggling. It's absolutely mind-boggling. But you know,
what the fuck?
Exactly what happened on this deal. But here's one of my questions for you guys.
Okay. Yeah, I have the same statement as Repsion here. Lol. Wow. Chris Hansen. Kidding. What's the joke about this? It's impossible to joke about. This is reality. This is what reality has fucking become. We have Chris Hansen and Juggalos. And, I mean, I respect the fact that they wanted to come and talk about this, and they're actively against it, and I respect that. I don't hate juggalos. I find them to be a little weird people, but I respect that they're willing to come on. Also, it's weird seeing Chris Hansen right next to Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope. I don't know. I don't even know anymore, man. I don't know how to even explain it. This is just... Fuck it. We're going off the rails. I still have we were going to at one point me and Claw, and then at one point it was going to be me, Claw, and Empty Hero. We're going to go to the Juggalo convention and record a documentary, but it was going to be 3 documentaries, one on my channel, one on Claw's channel, and one on Empty's channel. But of course, the coronavirus had to affect everything, and they delayed the gathering of the Juggalos until next year. So that will happen next gathering of the Juggalos. We will go there. I will buy both of them a beer for talking about Davey Vanity. Fuck it. I can't do that because I'll get copyright claimed. But I will play something something good for copyright, because there's I've been using Young Bay music because he said, "But hey, I'm cool with people using it." The last thing Davey Vanity will hear is a loud chorus of whoop whoop. Alright, the last thing we have for this, and the second to last thing for the stream, we're going to talk about something at the ass end here. Really quick. So, Juggalos must lead troops in fights with sex weirdos like they can capture the Dark Lord Snake thing. I mean, I'm okay with that. But, so, Davey Vanity has an Instagram. I follow it to keep up, because I like to keep tabs on certain people's videos. I haven't done a follow-up video, because I thought about doing a third. I mean, aren't Juggalos basically male escorts? Close! You're close. That's gigolos. Juggalos. Close. But, yes. Davey Vanity, a man in his late 30s, is using Instagram filters because Jesus wept. But he decided to go on his Instagram Live and inform his fans of a new change that he's going to be doing. And I'm going to let this play out. And I'm going to talk about the morality of it afterwards, because I've got opinion. But we're gonna play this right now. So here we
as Q&As, and I'll be doing my lives. So this is actually going to be one of my last lives that I do on Instagram. I am moving to OnlyFans starting in the next week or two, and this will be the last live that I do here on Instagram. It's been real. I've been doing Instagram lives for a good minute, and it's always a joy to have you guys. I feel we're like a family. We've always connected, and I've gained some awesome friends out here. But yeah, I'm going to be exclusively doing my lives now on my OnlyFans.
I knew this would happen. Yep.
And yeah, I will still be doing.
Yeah. Making an OnlyFans. Now, of course, the morality of doing it, I'm going to discuss it. There's nothing wrong with, I know a lot of people that create OnlyFans. I have friends who are OnlyFans creators. One of them's a regular in the stream chat, Rainbow Rave Reads. He has an OnlyFans. As far as I know, it's very popular. There's a lot of people I know that have OnlyFans. And I'm not going to say people shouldn't create an OnlyFans. If you want to, that's fine. But here's the thing. Not everybody should create an OnlyFans. And when you have a fan, this is the same thing with Onision. When you have a fan base of relatively younger people, and you say, I'm only doing certain things on this platform, you have to understand that platform, if it's not rated for the average of that fan base, one, you're going to be losing out on money, so why would you do it? That's dumb if you like making money. But thing is, the only people that really still listen to Davey Vanity are either, washed up girls who are desperate to fuck him, or teenagers. Because one, the people that he abused aren't going to fan it, aren't going to, really abused aren't going to go for that. Also, they don't listen to his music. And it's also, this reduces access to underage fans. However, as far as I know, there's no limit on underage buyers of content for. There's only a limit for underage sellers of content on. OnlyFans would be pictures of my guinea pig. That's fair. But here's the thing, right? If you're going to create an OnlyFans, you should understand if you have a market. As much as I don't like Onision, weirdly, he has a market. There are women who are desperate to fuck him for some ungodly reason. I don't know why, but they want to fuck him. And here's the thing. If they want to see photos of him nude, they're well within their rights to want to see that. However, on average, most of Onision's fans are within the age of, I'm going to say, 14 to 16. And they're either going to, he's either losing out on that content, that extra cash, or he's going to essentially be showing those to minors. Not okay? I am still streaming. The stream split up, and we were going for, oh god, how are we going for the old... Oh, no, I don't want to open Chrome. Fuck you. We're going for an hour now. We were going for like 2 hours beforehand. Want to... hey, you can see the analytics. Boy, I really, really love OBS. It's amazing. I love it. Total 5... It's not been 5 hours. Okay, is it just not gonna... Right. This thing's a piece of shit. Come on.
As
Why? No, I don't want to pull that up. There we go. Sweet. All right. OBS is a piece of shit. So she's getting real. Well, it's also because it's hot in my room. My old stream kind of made my CPU fan not work very well. Would OnlyFans ban if he's been accused of rape or shit, or no? As far as I know, no. OnlyFans hasn't really taken action against serious shit in their past or in their history. As far as I know, OnlyFans takes a very hands-off approach on moderation. Of course, I don't entirely know. I'm not a content creator for OnlyFans, and I haven't really talked with too many of my friends when it comes to the moderation side of that. But I feel like it's very hands-off, and you're supposed to kind of moderate your community, but they don't moderate the... As far as I know. Again, I don't know too much about OnlyFans. Shit. And here's the thing. Legally, he is well within his rights to make an OnlyFans. There's nothing legally that can be said or done to stop it. However, why are you making an OnlyFans? Why are you doing this? What are you going to provide to OnlyFans, Dahvie, that anybody wants to buy? Anyone wants to pay money for? Nobody wants to see you nude. Nobody. I'm not gonna make an OnlyFans. If I was gonna make an OnlyFans, it would just do the same thing as Patreon or the channel membership down below. It would just be a link to videos early. You wouldn't get much out of it other than just same thing as Patreon or the same thing as the channel membership. I'm not gonna do nudes. No, I don't get what he's going to get out of this. not going to get any benefit, and anybody paying you is going to be leaking your content out. Same thing as, Ian just said, same reasons Greg did to keep his fans separated from his. Thing is, the dissenters are still in there. The guy Heat Boss, he leaks all of Onision's OnlyFans content, all on Kiwi Farm. The only thing this is going to do for Dahvie is one person is going to be paying him to leak everything, and then he's probably going to have a few unironic fans, and then nothing. Not going to make any. You already don't make money from Instagram Live, but you're not going to make any more money in the long term. You're going to get all your shit leaked, and that's it. It's a big noted problem with OnlyFans in general, because you got shit like Thought Hub and other places that will upload a ton of OnlyFans content. I know people have had issues with getting DMCA strikes on content being put on OnlyFans from OnlyFans. So I don't know what else to say. Dahvie relatively has left himself a little low. But again, because of content creators like Tamimi, a lot of his victims are now going to the FBI. Again, like people like Edwin Costa, who I thought I was fucking, are going after him actively and sending his fans and people that have been abused by him to the proper places and proper channels. And in the long term, it's only a matter of time before Dahvie eventually, at the very least, goes to, I think, a criminal trial. Because he's already went to criminal trials before for abusing children. I can legally say that he has abused a child, and I don't have to say allegedly. There are court records that have the proof and the evidence right there. And you know what? I hope he gets what's coming to him. Fuck Davey Vanity. Your music is shit, and fuck you. Do you think Davey was a Vanity involved with Onision and or the Zoo Crew? I don't think he's a dog fucker. I just think he's a fucking weirdo. Oh, you want to see the? Oh, do you guys want to see the non-wig pictures? Oh, here we go. Here we go. There we go. Let's look. That's beautiful. Look at that beautiful bean footage. But no, I don't think he's a dog fucker. Because the Zoo Crew, that's a chunk. That's like a whole different thing. Like, I think Cecil's videos have really described it very well and very succinct on these kind of people and their degeneracy. But I think they're a different. I think they're a different beast, as it were, compared to him. I feel like Dahvie, similar to Onision, gets off on. Okay. Yes. Is he the new say? He might. I might get him. I might make him a transparent image and put him like behind the chat. Everybody can make fun of him. But I think, like, he clearly got off on the fact that he was, one, taking these girls who were very young, were very. Oh god, he reminds me of DMC Devil May Cry Dante. Oh god. But he really got off on the fact that he was, they were so young and he was forcing them to do things. And I think that it's evident, like blatantly evident with everything that he's had over his history, that I think it's blatant that he still enjoys it and he still has that sort of fucking. No, I'm talking bad Dante. I'm not talking good Dante. I'm talking DMC Devil May Cry Dante. The edgy one, the one whose brother does sniper rifle abortions, 360 quickscope. He's defending. Hey, I did not like that game, but no, I think clearly he still probably revels in that. I think that it's only a matter of time, either before he does it again, or he gets, somehow arrested. That's my take, my opinion, and fuck him. I am back. Hey, Mew. I'm about to end the stream in a little bit. I've got one more little topic before we end the stream to kind of go over, but other than that, we're pretty much done. I'm going to put a better background really quick, so that way Y'all aren't traumatized by Ian's face. I will find something really quick here. Tell you what, we will I'll use Chris Chan's. I mean, fuck it. Stretch this out here. Stretch this out to Chris Chan. My Chris Chan, I don't know. I felt like it. So the last little bit of his stream that I'm going to talk about, because I'm going to wrap it up because I got to be asleep 20-30 minutes. What'd you miss? You missed. I talked about Onision. I talked about his new mod that they fell apart. I talked about a man named Ian Miles Cheong, a man who has no spine, no real opinions of his own, is also a fucking scumbag. And then I talked about Davey Vanity, and again, his bald face. Look at this image. It's so great. But other than that, that's kind of the end of the stream. I've been talking for a long time today. But, I got a question here. What do I think about Black Ops Cold War? I'm excited. I hope it's not as bad as Black Ops 3 or 4. All I can hope for. Black Ops 3 is okay. Not really good. It's not really bad. The zombies maps mostly suck. But it's okay. It's not the best of the EXO movement ones, but it's also not the worst. And then Black Ops 4 has 2 good zombie maps. That's my only opinion on Black Ops 4. It's got 2 good zombie maps. Both of them remakes of other maps. Yay. Excited for Crash 4? I am. I'm very, very excited for Crash 4. One of the few games that have pre-ordered this year. That, Cyberpunk, I was going to pre-order Halo, but that got pushed back. Probably going to pre-order COD, but give Chris any ideas? Oh. So, a few things. I'm going to start streaming on Twitch more, just for games, because I've been playing Dead by Daylight for an absurd amount recently. I've gotten back into it. I never really liked it at first, and then I started to get into it, and I'm already at Killer rank 12, even though I've started playing Killer like almost 4 or 5 days ago. So I've really gotten back into that game, and I'm gonna start streaming that more. Left or right Twix, both at the same time. So I'm gonna start streaming that there probably every couple days. I'm not gonna really do like a big announcement thing, but I'm just gonna. If you want to follow me on Twitch? Twitch is Fuzhou YT. I'm gonna start streaming there every couple days, just kind of playing that. Whenever I do a watch party, we've got this little watch party system there. I'm gonna start streaming that every few weeks, and I'll tell people when that's going on. Public words on obvious viewers. That could actually work pretty well. I think about doing that as well. Probably some public survivor games in Dead by Daylight. I'm also pretty good at Survivor, but I'm just kind of are you hoping the rumored Spyro 4 will come out on PS5 after Crash 4? I got a feeling it's going to come out. I think that it's nice to see Activision bringing these franchises back, especially because for years, I mean, if you remember how Crash and Spyro were treated for how long. It was very sad being a fan of either of those games. Although I'll say this, Activision has treated those games far better than Vindy has. Far better. Far better. Even the worst Spyro games, even the Skylanders series, they have been treated way better than fucking Vindy Universal were doing. The Vindy, that's it. Do I like Vermintide? And I'm excited for Darktide. I really like Vermintide too. I haven't played the first one too much, but I love that fucking idea. It's a great 4-player co-op game. I'm not too big into Warhammer. It's not for lack of trying. I just haven't really kind of dug into the lore very much. But Darktide looked fucking great. I'm excited for that. But I like that series. But yeah, I'm gonna do more public stuff on Twitch. We're also as I was saying, multiplayer games and stuff. Fall Guys, I've been getting into a lot. That game was fun. I've not won a match yet, but I'm also I haven't been playing it too much. I also bought this game called Among Us. Everyone I know has been playing it, and it's pretty fucking cool. My ride of Biden too. I'm not really for any of the candidates. I've stated before, and I'll say it again. I'm very much like if I don't like any of these politicians, I'm not going to vote for them in that area. 2016, I don't think I voted for. This is the year of a third party, though. I'm gonna do a stream on the election day, a call-in stream where people can come in and talk about who they voted for. Kind of a like non. How do I word this? Like a non-judgmental stream where it's like you can come in and talk about whoever the fuck you voted for, whatever you voted for, kind of thing. Because I know a lot of people that do call-in streams during election season, and I'm okay with like again we live in a world where we can vote for whoever we want, and I respect that freedom. I really do. But I also am so fucking disillusioned by politics. I love some of my family members, but I've seen too many people I know fall apart and lose friendships due to like, oh, I'm voting for this person on the left, or I'm voting for this person on the right, and I've gotten so jaded by it that I just am like, I don't care for it anymore. I just try to. I know who I'm voting for in my governor race because fuck Eric Holcomb, the governor for Indiana. Fuck him. The only reason I voted for that man was because he was like, "Oh, I'm going to legalize weed. I believe we should tax it. We should make it fair for all in the state of Indiana." And I was like, "Okay, that works for me. I'm okay with that." So I voted for him. And then about 6 months later, he's like, "I believe weed is a gateway drug." I don't know what you're talking about. I never talked about weed during a political campaign. So I like, okay, fuck you. I'm voting purposely to fuck you over. And that's pretty much the main one. When it comes closer to the election, I'll look into kind of everybody again and kind of like, all right, if I like the policies of this person or that person, I'll kind of. But I try to respect everybody's politics. And I try to also, mostly on the channel, I try not to involve politics too much. Ian was the most political person I've talked about in the last 6 months, I think. But again, I also believe we're all in this fucked thing together. All try to be nice to each other, try to be a little happier. That's the positivity I try to put out. Oh yeah. So, a couple things. I have, I've again, I mentioned at the start of the stream, but I'll mention at the end of the stream, because why not? I have finished Nick Bates Chapter 3. It is going to be the final one, unless I finally can stop dealing with the Pennsylvania fucking government system giving me a runaround. I will explain my difficulties with this now, because I have not talked about this publicly. I have tried to request an interview, because there's a way you can request interviews with prisoners. Of course, COVID has made this very hard in different ways, but the hardest way it's done it is they have been giving me fucking runaround, trying to contact them, at the very least, anything other than a letter. I've sent a letter, 2 actually, but I've tried to contact Nick for an interview. I thought it would be, 1, interesting. I feel like it would allow me to ask some questions I have and I poise at the end of the video. But I cannot fucking get them to give me the goddamn interview. Even over phone. I would like to do it over my cell phone. But I just cannot get it sorted, cannot get it done. And if it changes after the 3rd episode comes out, I will do a video separate, but that has been the biggest pain in my fucking ass. By the way, I do have 2 phones. I'm an obnoxious asshole. That's been the biggest pain in my ass recently. Along with another video that I started writing the script on, and I found one of the people, and I contacted him, but he doesn't want to do an interview, and I respect that, but kind of it. Oh, take it easy, out of sight. I will see you next time. Do I play any tabletop role-playing games? Pathfinder, Dungeons and Dragons, Warhammer? I've done one D&D game in my life, and that's been one thing I've been wanting to do more of, but I just have not had the opportunity, sadly. I've been wanting the opportunity. I actively, I used to be friends with a couple guys that did stuff like that, and I I want to do it again. I want to actually give it a try, but there's just so much going on that's like we don't really have that time anymore. I work a lot, but I'm working on content a lot. But I would love to do a cyberpunk game because that looks like fun and everyone I know loves it. Like, okay, I'm alright with this. Let's fucking do it. But that's down the road. Makes sense. It's such a pain in your ass. It's real. Yeah, you're not wrong on that. Gotta clinch it a little bit around him. But I think that's pretty much all I got for tonight. So again, thanks everybody for popping into the stream. I'm again eternally thankful that even one person wants to come in here, let alone all y'all. So thank you for being a part of the stream. We're gonna have something this week. I'm hoping. I'm gonna be working desperately this week outside of my day job to finish Nick Bates Part 3 before the 1st, and then I'm gonna make that public for everyone on like patrons as soon as possible, and then probably the 1st or the 2nd for non-patrons, and then something. Oh shit! There's a funny tweet. But by the end of he must face terrors and shows. Oh, John, you're gonna be disappointed by the end of that video. Then I'm gonna say, the end of that video is going to disappoint a lot of people because I'm not gonna spoil it. But the end of that video will depress people. I think it's sad, but I also will agree with them. But yeah, I've got a lot of content plans. Gonna renew some stuff for the Patreon as well. I have not been doing Patreon rewards as much as I should have been, but I've been working on them, writing them, recording them. Some of them are gonna be new updates on stories that I've covered, exclusive to the patronage. Unless something changes. One of them might turn into a real video because of all the shit she's done. But with that, I bid everyone farewell, adieu. I'm gonna pull up a song here that we're gonna end to. A little ready here. Can we mail a metal shake and a cupcake? Wish we could. Wish we could. We're gonna pull up. Yeah, I like this. I don't know if I'll have to rewind it. Okay. But with that, everyone, I bid you a farewell, a good night, be safe, and I will see y'all next time. That's the right text. All right, and with that, good night.
나